This episode of Twin Speaks contains spoilers.
Hello and welcome to the Twin Speaks podcast. Today we're going to be discussing everything that was revealed and shown at the San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, including too many trailers. Just fucking heaps of trailers. As well as going over some other news that came out over the past week. I'm your co-host, Pat. You can find me on Twitter at @kidcombo_, and I am, of course, joined by my twin brother and co-host. You can find him on social media at Antimonium. On Saturday, not one, but two people complimented his Pugnisher shirt at the pub. It's Andrew. And Murphy. Murphy's here, too.
Murphy's here, eating a golf ball.
She just perked up when we yelled at him.
Yeah, she did. Well, I got like a bunch
like
of treats sitting in front of me, too, so I'm assuming that she's just waiting for any sort of indication that she's supposed to do something. Murphy.
No, she's just like sniffing around. She keeps licking my hands.
There you go. Yeah, I went from somebody asking me about the shirt to getting two compliments on the shirt, both by people that looked like me too. Like,
yeah, they were
the
like
exact same like build and hairstyle and everything. They were like clones of me that were like, I'm supposed to like this shirt.
Yeah. So then they complimented you.
Yeah.
Okay, so San Diego Comic-Con just is wrapping up today as of us recording this. Started on Thursday, went all the way to Sunday. Just tons of stuff.
Trailers, footage.
A lot of stuff to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear? Okay, we'll start with new stuff. Did you hear?
Did you hear?
We'll start with some new stuff first, and then we'll get into like some of the stuff that was revealed and like trailers and stuff like that. So starting off, probably like the biggest news to come out that wasn't even related really to Comic-Con.
No,
other than he was at it.
Thursday or
was it? Friday. I think.
Friday,
no, yeah,
it was like Friday morning.
Yeah.
Or afternoon because it was on the.
That's
ferry.
right.
Yeah.
So Disney has severed ties with James Gunn over offensive tweets from a few years ago. I mean, you read them, right? Because
I did. So I didn't at first, brutal. And then I did.
They're really bad.
And I was like, "Oh, this seems like not that bad." And then I like read all of them after, and like some of them had been like cherry picked, like to not be so bad, and then some of them had been cherry picked on ones that were like really bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Like some of them were so bad and like so gross and like
they're pretty disgusting. Yeah. Like I think and he obviously apologized. He kind of came out and said like, "Oh, I was a different person then." Like a lot of what the stuff that he had been tweeting about wasn't who he is now.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like just delete that stuff.
Yep.
If you know it's there, if you know that was like someone that you were. And you're joining like a mega corporation distributor like Disney and Marvel. Just cut that part out. It's like people.
I guess I didn't think about that. Like, he could have easily deleted them.
He could have just
because he did them before he got hired. Like he got hired after the fact, which made me think that Disney probably like knew about it and then was like, "Well, we'll just like see how things go." Either that or they maybe didn't, but I doubt they didn't do some due diligence.
No, I don't think so.
It seems like, I don't know, weird hindsight with them. But then, why not delete them? Because, like, or how come nobody said it to delete them? Like, maybe he was like, "Oh, I'm a different person. Like, I don't really need that to be defining me at all." And I know that's what he was talking about, like, with his statement and, like, with some other statements by celebrities that know him.
Yeah. My only thing is, like, him saying that he's, like, a different person. If he is a different person, why not just delete them?
Yes, exactly.
And like in his apologies, like I'm not going to delete it. It's like, well, it's pretty like offensive.
If he's not deleting it, makes it sound like he is still partly that person.
Exactly, and that's sort of my point. Is that like if he is a different person, if that's not his humor, then just get rid of it. Yes, if he knows that exists and he knows that was like a part of his history, then just delete it. Then you just saved yourself a whole lot of money. You saved yourself
he could have just saved
job.
Himself. Yeah, exactly. He just got fucking fired.
Yeah, like he straight up got fired. What's funny is
like he didn't get fired for something.
Yeah,
he got fired because this is like his Wikipedia page is now just going to be like fired for pedo tweets. Like that's what he's going to be known for instead of like all these other weird movies that he's done or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, instead of like a movie flopping and they were like, okay, we're going to go in a different direction. You're getting let
dude
go.
Made some weird comments about 5-year-olds and that's what he's going to be known for.
So what's interesting too is that Disney or Marvel actually never announced that he was even directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I think he was writing it.
He was writing it, and he himself had said that he was going to be directing it. But there was no sort of official announcement. But which you and I both know that that's not really like, that doesn't mean that he wasn't going to. It just means that they never got around to it.
Although they do like, yeah. Like I know that like some movies though they usually they announce the director like before anything.
Yeah.
Like with this Joker movie.
That's right.
They announced the director and like who's starring in it. So like that's usually the first thing they do. So it's like it seems weird that they didn't do that. So maybe this has been sort of like this has been in the like chamber for a little while now, and they're just sort of waiting on a moment to announce whether or not he's gonna get fired. And so like especially with that weird so like that announcement that he sort of like semi made on Instagram before this was that like he was gonna have something at Comic-Con during the Sony thing, and then so maybe he wasn't always going to get fired, but I think this must have been like brewing for a while because he didn't end up announcing anything. He wasn't part of anything, and like that logo that he had posted was for Berserker.
Yeah,
didn't get announced. Nothing got mentioned of it. So this was like my conspiracy theory that he like Disney torpedoed
whatever
Sony's,
it was.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's funny because he was supposed to present all this. Like, this was all supposed to be, like, something that happened at whatever, like, panel that they were going to be at. Like, he was even named as a producer for whatever it was. But, yeah, obviously, that stuff came out, and then he was like, no, we're not going to do it.
That's so weird.
So they just
like,
didn't
show announce anything.
Yeah, so then conspiracy theories, put your hats on, like, that seems a little...
Well, put your normal hats on.
Your conspiracy hats on. Just looks like baseball caps. But that, to me, like, that makes... I don't know. It's kind of a little too timely, I guess.
Yeah, it is. It, like, lines up so well with, like... And that's the thing is that, like, as much as a conspiracy theory, it's not, like, these companies are all run by, like, people. Yeah. And some of these companies don't get along with each other, and it's not out of the question for this to have happened. Yeah. Anyways.
So that leads to our next story, which is that a petition, like 2 days, a day after he got fired, came out to rehire him. Yeah. And it reached 50,000 signatures, which is so stupid. These things don't work. Nobody looks at these things. Like it's like the Star Wars ones where people like were signing them to like have Star Wars.
That was the one where they were like they weren't donating money; they were pledging money to like get the last
so stupid
redone. No, it's the exact same. It's like, and what's the rationale? Like they know that they're dealing with Disney and Marvel. Yeah. Like, they know that they're not going to go, well, you guys were right.
You know what? We're going to listen to these 50,000 idiots and be like, oh, well, let's rehire him.
As much as it seems like a knee-jerk reaction, they're still going like, nah, that's all right. Let's hire him back. Welcome back, buddy. No, this is like...
It's still a principled stance as well.
It is. And they don't... But it's not a stance that they need to take.
No.
They're a huge like company. Gun to your head. Yeah. You better make sure that we, like Disney, make sure that, like... we take a stand against pedophilia. Like, there's like everybody knows pedophilia is bad already. Like, it isn't like something that's necessary. They're just like, no.
I think it's more the principled stance of, you know, this isn't the environment that we're trying to cultivate. So that kind of stuff isn't going to be
that's Disney, you know, in like a nutshell, really. Yeah,
like, totally.
They're going to be
they want to be the friendly,
they're just like a very manicured, company, and this just fits that MO.
Totally. Yeah. So, you know what's funny is like I don't understand these things because say you got fired from like your regular job, you don't go and start a petition
to get rehired.
Yeah. So you get like 50 people like if you think about
this in like a regular everyday
and be like, you know what, I worked at 50 other people really like me working here. Yeah. I think you're wrong. You should rehire me.
And be like,
and they'd be like, are you fucking serious? Get out of here.
You like leered at a 5-year-old. Sorry, dude.
It's like it's fucking weird. Anyway, that's stupid. I think all these like petitions and like pledges are all dumb and they should all not exist.
The pledge one for Star Wars is the funniest one because like no money has been donated, and they've got this like mystery backer for like to double up to a certain amount, and like they've already hit like $1 billion.
Yeah,
like, it's always just like astronomical number, and none of this money is gonna end up in the right hands or even exist. Yeah, like I could just go, I pledge $1 million, and they'd be like, "That's awesome!" Like,
yeah,
you and the 5 other guys that are making less than $30,000 a year. Like it's such a dumb way of doing it. It's not like GoFundMe where that money leaves your account instantly.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
not.
This
it's
is
not
a
pledging
pledge.
directly.
Yeah.
You're going like, oh sure, if you get there, I'll give you like $10. But right now, I don't.
There's no promise. Nothing.
And it's so funny because like that Star Wars one specifically, we're kind of going off on a tangent, but like the Star Wars one specifically, it's like they're writing in all this like bullshit stuff for fan service stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, now like fucking Obi-Wan never died and he came back and like you know, like
a
it's
lot
such
of it's
garbage.
weird in the sense that like they're promising everybody gets a say in it, so you end up with like 50,000 writers on this movie.
Yeah,
and they're like, everybody's gonna have their thing included in this movie, and it's just gonna be the weirdest. Like, it's like when Twitch tried to play Pokemon, and you just end up with so many people trying to input shit at the exact same time, and it just doesn't make any sense. It takes fucking forever. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
Twitch writes The Last Jedi too, or
it'd just be like that weird face that always shows up in Twitch chat.
There's so many.
There's so many.
The most non-specific comments.
Anyway, okay, so moving on, the new Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated one, Miles Morales, has added John Mulaney as Spider-Ham, which is funny because like we were talking about all these guys that were getting added.
I just wanted Spider-Ham so bad, and now John Mulaney's. I would have loved like John Mulaney to be sort of the cranky old like Peter
like
Parker,
Ben
but like I'm alright with Spider-Ham. That's funny too.
Yeah, I guess I think he's gonna be hilarious. Like that's like such a great role for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that one's gonna be good.
All the stuff that we've seen from this movie looks amazing. It's getting like a theater release. We were talking about.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be here. It's always weird when these like animated movies get released in a theater.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, Joaquin Phoenix Joker origin movie has a new release date, or has a release date, I guess.
Yeah.
October 9th, 2019. It's kind of weird that this is even happening.
But this is like
strange.
Yeah, this is like over a year away, so this is like a legitimate like reachable goal. It's got a low budget. I think it was like $55 million.
It's funny because I keep hearing like these interviews with Joaquin Phoenix
and Scorsese.
Yeah, and Scorsese's one of the producers. And he like they were talking about it a long time ago, and he's like, oh, he like called his agent or something, Joaquin Phoenix, and he's like, oh, how come they don't do like a low budget superhero movie but focus on a villain? Like it was his idea from the beginning. That's
kind of neat. That makes me a little more nervous about it, to be honest.
Yeah,
though. Like, because like if it was, I think I would be more excited if it was written and everything, and then Scorsese was shown the script and he was like, holy crap, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then Joaquin Phoenix got word of it, and then he was like, oh my god, this is great.
This is great too, yeah.
But the fact that he's tied to it because it's kind of his idea is more like it's a passion project type thing, and I don't know if that makes it better or worse, or like I don't think there's a definitive like yes, this is 100% better.
The only reason that I'm like, oh well, I can see it still being good is because it's just Joaquin Phoenix. You know, it's not.
I think at
the
very least.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't know. To be honest, it's not Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going like, oh, I really wanted a Joker movie, so I made one. It's like, well, okay, because you kind of sucked at it, so.
Which is funny because like the two of them are very like quirky, crazy guys,
totally.
And like they're both like amazing actors, and like as much as Jared Leto's kind of gone on the deep end a little bit with. Even like when he was in Blade Runner, he was kind of weird, and in like in Suicide Squad, he's weird. But like everything else, he's been like in these great movies.
Yeah, and right. Like he's clearly a good actor.
Like so that's why I'm like, well, I don't know if that even qualifies Joaquin Phoenix.
Right. Okay. I see what you're
saying. Type thing. Like I'm still apprehensive about it.
Right.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic about whether or not this is even going to be good.
Yeah.
And whether the script's going to make any fucking sense.
Yes, exactly.
And it's kind of interesting that Martin Scorsese is even in it. Or he's producing it. Like he's involved whatsoever. Because it's not sort of something that you would expect to be on his radar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like just a superhero
Yeah.
movie in general.
A superhero movie in general. Like, you don't really expect him to even like those movies or... Yeah, so that's interesting. Kind of neat to have all these different names kind of coming out and having a release date. The Crow now officially removed from Sony Pictures' release schedule.
Yeah.
We kind of saw that coming because it's sort of been in a blender for a while.
He lost Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
And he'll lose a director too, or a writer. He
Writer,
lost somebody
I think,
else
yeah.
that was tied to it.
Basically,
both
everybody
left
that was
it.
involved was dropping
Gone,
off.
and now they've just completely
Now
dropped it.
they're like, fuck
I don't
it,
know
let's
if this
just not
will
do
even
it.
happen, and I don't know if anybody was asking for it either. But
I don't think so.
it's just one of those movies that happened, and it didn't. Even they made a second one, didn't they?
I think so.
Did make a second one with him. Yeah,
I feel like they did.
maybe it wasn't with what's his face because I think he died during.
Yeah, he passed away. Got a new set photo for John Wick 3.
Yeah,
which is him riding a horse in the middle of the
kinda
city.
neat. I love that they just have such free reign to do whatever they want because of how vague that universe is in the first one, and then even more vague it is in the second one,
And then just how versatile
then,
Keanu Reeves
yeah,
is.
exactly.
And
They could literally do whatever they want. They
Yeah.
could go okay, well,
now he's in
these
Japan
horses are,
and he's fighting
immortal or
zombies.
something. Yeah, exactly. You really could do anything because we only have such limited amount of experience with that world. And he went to Rome or Italy,
Yeah.
to do some stuff, and then he was also in New York, and that's it.
And
that's all we
everybody
know.
knows that
Yes.
him in Rome and stuff. So we're only getting information that we're given instead of it being oh, did you hear about him in Japan or something?
And it's all intentional. They are
Yeah.
intentionally leaving it
Open.
limited in how much we know,
Yeah,
so
sure.
they can do stuff like that,
So they
which
can
is
do stuff.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so, and it works so well with that because we like what we see with him, and the second one was good, and the first one was great, and yeah.
Apart from this picture, we don't really have any other details other than I think it's just mostly the same people involved. This is sort of the first piece of information.
There was a Instagram ad I got, and it was from some trailer company that was putting out all these trailers for Comic-Con. One of them was for a movie called Siberia.
Oh.
It was literally the tagline was John Wick in Siberia. If John Wick was in Siberia.
Oh, what?
Are they allowed to use that?
They
that's
used his name
Yeah,
as-
they used John Wick. It was Keanu Reeves, and it was just, it wasn't not a movie that's connected to John Wick. They were just wouldn't it be great if John Wick was in Siberia? And then that was
this
it.
is the movie, yeah. That'd be
it's
hilarious.
not, this is a weird thing for a trailer Instagram thing to use.
Yeah.
Just to throw people off just to get some more views. They're oh, sick, John Wick's in Siberia.
It's like someone Googling John Wick and then this
Yeah.
thing comes out. Right?
Exactly.
Okay, moving on. Netflix has officially terminated their contract with the Weinstein Company, which, them going bankrupt, everything that's happening. So, the one thing I had read was they were citing his sexual assault cases as the reason to, as the Weinstein Company breaching their contract, basically. So they were this is all happening, we're not going to pay you, basically. So it means that Netflix will no longer be obligated to accept delivery or make payments on any of the films, television shows, or whatever content starting on the 11th, which is 10 days ago.
Weird.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's
one of these things
fine.
where it's it happens and you're great.
So
Why, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner when all this stuff was coming out, but maybe they were just waiting for legitimate legal action because he's
sounded
only just sort of
Yeah.
been
now he's in court. But
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sounded like the one thing that had held it up was the show Peaky Blinders, which
Right.
the
Is,
Weinstein Company
huge
bought
on-
in
yeah.
2013, and they have a huge following. So they were trying to organize how to deal with that.
right. So
Before they could sort of drop it.
money motivated.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're well, we're not going to do it just we're not going to drop it right away. We have to figure out how to deal with this.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird in the sense that
It took this long.
It took too long because it seems like a very no-brainer thing. But I guess if it's a contract, then it's kind of tricky, and then they also have to get lawyers involved. And then if it has a show that they're part owners on, then you sort of have to wiggle your way around that. So
Yeah.
I understand why it took so long. It's just weird that it did take so long.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's just keep flying through these. Approximately 4,000 people are going to be let go from the Disney Fox acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's
I was
sort of
reading
insane.
though. It's like it is and it isn't though. Like you think of how big 20th Century Fox is, or Fox Pictures.
Fox and Disney both. They're going to be
They're
both
losing
losing
a
people.
lot.
So,
But,
like,
like,
2,300
it's
from Fox.
it's all middle management, right? Like it's all like
throwaway positions.
Yeah, exactly. Which doesn't make it any better, but like considering how much money is being spent, like it's got to come out of somebody.
It's just
and
crazy.
Like, it doesn't.
Like, that's
and,
a
like,
lot of people.
It is.
Right?
But then what I was reading too is that you've got like these smaller film companies like A24, Amazon, or like all these other ones that are going like just picking off all these people now.
Oh, totally.
Because if they have experience with Disney, chances are pretty good that like,
yep.
If they didn't get fired, like this is a layoff. Like this isn't like
not,
wow, like
yeah.
what you did was really shitty.
So they're gonna fire
This is
4,000
like,
people. Yeah.
sorry, financially we're a little strapped because we just bought a fucking company. You've got to go.
Oh, we see that these aren't actually
so, like, I could
necessary
see-
positions.
yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. So, but it sounds like 1,700 from Disney as well.
Yeah.
So not quite half, but John Schnepp passed away due to complications following a stroke. Known for the 2015 documentary "The Death of Superman Lives," What Happened, the Tim Burton Superman film with Nicolas Cage that never really happened.
The one that
With him, like, with long hair.
What's his face wrote part of that, didn't he? Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I
Was
think
that the one
so.
with the giant spider? Or was that the one J.J. Abrams did?
That might have been the J.J. Abrams one.
Yeah. Anyway,
Either way.
that's all I know him from. I just know
Yeah.
that he did this movie, and like he was also big on like Collider and stuff too. Like, so there was like all this other stuff that he was participating on.
Yeah. But he was a heavily involved person in, like, the movie sort of
like
industry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
It's too bad. I saw Henry Cable like posted something on Instagram about it.
Oh, really?
That's when I was like, oh.
Oh, he's kind of a big deal.
I
Yeah.
didn't, because I just thought it was like, oh, there's a fly in my water.
Okay, next is the Overlord trailer, which is kind of like a World War II zombie horror movie kind of thing. Like, there's, like, I think it's Nazis. I think that's what it is.
The one description I saw was that it was basically Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
The movie.
Which, I mean, I've never played that
Yeah,
game, but I do know of the series.
Yeah.
But it looks almost exactly the same. What's interesting, though, is that it's produced by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Not affiliated, apparently, with the
Well,
Cloverfield
but
movies.
yeah,
but
he said
he's
the,
done this shit before.
Yeah, he said like the last ones weren't Cloverfield movies, but then
they ended up
he's
being
like come out and said that he's not gonna lie about it, but then
Yeah.
like also who gives a fuck? Like he probably would. I could see this being like the Cloverfield like origin. Isn't it an alien though? So it can't be.
I thought it was an alien as
or
well.
maybe this is just
like,
a different movie.
because I mean, in
it's just
the
a movie.
what's the one with John Goodman? Like we see a spaceship, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I'm not
so
sure.
I think the Cloverfield parrot, and I haven't seen it, but like from what I read was that it says that like all of these movies are in the same universe but different timelines.
okay,
So like they're all like it's a multi-dimensional
weird,
universe. So like this could be part of it,
right?
but just like a stem off of that
Okay,
timeline. So like that seems like a big stretch, but so did Cloverfield Paradox. So like
yeah,
but this looks cool.
I think it looks pretty
way
cool.
gorier than I thought. But
Yeah, honestly, it looks like a very like kind of. It's interesting because it kind of has like this B movie feeling to it. Like
yeah,
if J.J. Abrams
what throws
wasn't
me off is the music.
Yeah, and if J.J. Abrams wasn't sort of attached to it, you would kind of just shrug it off as being sort of like a B movie almost, because it has like very. They're like, well, let's make it look like a zombie movie, but let's have it during World War II with Nazis, and let's have some other shit like
I think
that.
it's like the dialogue and also the actors in it aren't like huge name actors either. So
Yeah,
like
I
it's sort of,
didn't
like,
really recognize anybody.
No, me either. And like, so like following through it, it doesn't look like a big
Yeah.
movie, but then you see J.J. Abrams, like if he wasn't on this,
And
he
Bad
would just
Robot,
yeah,
and,
exactly, yeah.
Kind of a strange tone to it, the trailer.
Yeah.
It's almost
That's the
funny,
music,
but
it's like it's bizarre because like there is like comedy bits in it, but like
yeah,
it's gory, and then the music doesn't match up with it because it's Hell's Bells, I think. And
yeah,
then
that's right.
it just like seems such like a weird trailer because of how it's put together, but it still like looks good, and I think that's what's catching everybody off guard. Is that like it does look really interesting.
If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it because it's a very different looking movie. I mean, I'm definitely going to see it. I think like it looks pretty cool. Moving on. There's another Bohemian Rhapsody trailer. Focuses a lot on Queen, their origin. I mean, of course, it focuses on Queen. It's a Freddie Mercury biopic. But yeah, it sort of focuses on like the origin, how the band became the band, celebrates Freddie Mercury's life a little bit more.
Because I think with this, it seems like it's not, because I know that some people were interested in it being like Live Aid.
Yeah.
But it's up to Live Aid instead of after looks Live like that. Aid when he dies.
Yeah, and they tease it being sort of the Live Aid.
Yeah, because he was like super sick in Live
during
Aid.
that.
Like he almost like didn't perform because of how sick he was.
Yeah.
Because of the AIDS. That sounded weird.
Because of the AIDS?
The AIDS.
Anyway.
Up to Live Aid, and then so like it focuses more on like him meeting Brian May. Yeah,
that's right. Which is it's funny, like the guy who's
really spooky. How
really
much they
similar.
Are all like they're like
little
playing.
clones.
Yeah, it's really weird. They picked up the perfect person to play Freddie Mercury and Brian May, and then there's the dude that was in. He was in the last X-Men movie, Apocalypse, as Angel,
okay,
and like. He is like the most like weird wig on in the movie, and it looks so out of place. Like he's the only one that looks famous. Like everybody else looks like who they're playing.
That's right.
But he's the only one that looks so out of place in that he's not playing somebody. Like he's just a rando that put on a wig and was like, "Hey, I'm part of Queen." But yeah, it looks. I don't think my opinion changed on this movie.
No,
of this trailer.
I think maybe more. I'm more convinced that. What's his face? I always forget what his name is.
Rami.
Yeah, the guy who's playing Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
I think I went from being sort of like just on the fence about it, not like that he's looked terrible, but like in the first trailer I wasn't quite as sold.
Yeah.
As this trailer, he looks unbelievable. Like it's like the little nuances and like whatever interviews and stuff and performances I've seen on YouTube and whatever of Freddie Mercury, he's definitely has that sort of incorporated into how he's acting like him. It's sort of insane. Like just from seeing that in the trailer.
That's what has me most excited is that he's so like he has all those like weird mannerisms and stuff, and he looks identical to him. I can't imagine like this movie now being Sacha Baron Cohen.
No,
like, I can't imagine him being Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. It's kind of leaps and bounds to what I think we both or anybody
like,
really expected.
We won't know until like the movie comes out, though. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, no, we won't have sort of any idea until there's like reviews and we see it ourselves rather. Okay, main topic.
Yeah,
main topic. So Comic-Con just wrapped up. So I guess we'll get into like, okay, so let's go over like the footage descriptions, the stuff that we didn't get trailers for, but rather the stuff that like there's stuff written about it.
Because there's a lot.
Because there's a lot of those that didn't get sort of official trailers released, but just stuff that they showed to during their panels and stuff like that. And then we'll sort of get into the trailers that were actually released as a part of Comic-Con. Okay, so first, let's do La Llorona?
I have no idea.
I have no idea. It's a part of like this like I think it's Legendary Pictures maybe, but I can't remember now. But they have like this horror con thing that they're calling it, where they're doing sort of a handful of like horror movies.
Cool.
One of them being The Nun, which we've gotten a trailer for. Right. But this other one, La Llorona, had like a huge presentation. The description basically says that they had a huge presentation for it. It's based on a Mexican folk tale of a weeping woman who drowned her 2 children in a fit of madness and now wanders the earth looking for other kids to kill.
That sounds like one of those campfire ghost stories that they tell where it's like the guy with the hook and like he drags his
Yeah.
leg or something. Like it sounds like real made up.
Like Mexican folklore kind of stuff, which I really like that idea of them sort of like doing, oh, let's just do a movie based on this old Mexican tale. Like it's, I like how grounded that makes it almost, I guess. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the movie is set in the 1970s and was said to be grounded in a true crime type
I don't
trailer.
understand what that even means. Like, how is that even? How
does
are
that
they
mean
gonna do
like
a Mexican folktale as a
and then have it
true
as
crime?
so? Do they maybe focus on
like Sin City but with a nun?
or like or like the Zodiac,
Yeah.
but like with a nun? Yeah,
Just any big
So
true
these
crime movie but with a nun.
kids keep dying, and then
Yeah.
they like
Blade
follow them.
Runner, nun.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seemed kind of neat. It's coming from like a bigger production company, so it'll be kind of interesting. Okay, so next one. Do you want to take turns talking about these, or do you want to just me keep talking about it?
You did this one though.
Oh, I see. I wrote about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is the Venom footage that they had during the Hall H panel. It apparently showed new footage, which the director Ruben Fleischer stressed had still didn't have any or still had some VFX stuff to go through, which is kind of funny because like that was the whole argument with like the first trailer that we got was that it didn't look finished at all. So it's kind of
the very first one, yeah.
Yeah, the very, very first one where there's like tendrils that were missing. We didn't even see Venom at all. Like, so
Apparently
it's
that
kind of
we
funny
weren't-
that
we weren't supposed to see Venom at all in that second trailer.
really.
It
Got added in second?
leaked. Like a picture of it got leaked, and then they added that scene in to the second trailer. That's why it's at the very end.
Oh,
So
interesting.
somebody leaked it, and then it like ended up
That's
in the trailer as like
bizarre.
an afterthought because they weren't going to release that trailer. I guess.
Right. Okay. Well, that's kind of
Sweet.
strange. Yeah.
Because it's good. It's a lot better.
Oh,
than the
it
first
looks
one was.
amazing. Like even
Yeah.
if that isn't, even if that part isn't even finished, like that looked great as it is. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny that like they showed a Comic-Con thing and it wasn't even completely done. So the Hollywood Reporter says that the footage showed Venom facing off against another symbiote.
Sick.
Symbiote. How was it that what's her face says in that trailer?
What?
Symbiote or something. There's like
Symbiote?
Olivia Munn in the Venom, the very first one, and she says it's a symbiote or something, and she says like symbiote. I can't even remember what I. Yeah, symbiote.
Symbiote.
Super weird.
It's a symbiote.
So anyway, they show Venom fighting another one in the movie, which Fleischer, the director, said is called Riot.
Okay, that's so sick that they're doing like the different Venom parasites.
Yeah.
Because there's like 5. There's like there's Riot, Carnage, and then there's like a whole bunch of like other murdery like ones. Like they're all like crazy pieces of the symbiote.
So which one's the white one? Do you remember what that one was?
That one's Anti-Venom.
Anti-Venom, right. Okay.
I don't think he'll be in this.
No, but that would be cool. He's kind of an interesting character that I would love to see.
Scream, Lasher, Phage, Agony, and Riot.
Damn.
Yeah. So they're...
Man, so it's definitely...
So I think these ones are the ones that are created by the Life Foundation, which is that thing that's in the one trailer with the dude from Rogue One.
Right, yeah.
So I think that they make these 5 symbiotes.
Yeah.
Or they at least get them from Planet Symbiote, which would make sense. Maybe they got them from like a second ship that landed.
Okay.
And then I think they either combine to make Carnage, or I think Carnage is... There's some way that Carnage is related to these guys, and I don't remember how it is.
Well, I just saw something, the comicbook.com, and it says that it's his brother, but it had quotations around brother, so I'm not really sure what that means.
So it says that Carnage is the child spawn of Venom bonded to a serial killer, Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe that's just like...
So maybe it's off
the
of
brother
Venom.
as in like, it's like torn away from the original
Right.
Venom, because Venom is Venom.
Yeah.
And then there's all those other ones. So I think those other ones are created, and then maybe we'll see, like, I don't know if we'll see Carnage in the movie. It'll probably be like a post-credit scene. But that'd be
I think it'll probably be a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Although and this is what you actually said, I think, last week when we were talking about this, was that you would love to see Carnage.
I think Carnage would be
some capacity. I think that would be the best of all time to do like an R-rated, like high gore.
Only if, and that's my problem is that like they shouldn't do Carnage if they're not going to do it rated R.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because he's the mass murderer.
Yeah, he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like he's just the worst of all time.
Yeah,
like,
so that's why it would be sweet. But like I'm just happy that they're doing all these other guys.
Yeah, totally
sweet.
Yeah. So then there's a little bit more here. He hinted that maybe there's going to be other villains in the movie. The director said this. There was also footage that showed Venom's head like stretching out.
Yeah.
From Eddie Brock, from his body, and then he was like having a conversation.
Yeah, which is sweet.
Yeah, so that's very comic book. It also featured Venom, and he made axes out of his hands, which is fucking cool. And then he ate a guy at a local street market. And then he turned back into Brock and told the cashier that he has a parasite.
Ew.
So it sounds like it's
though that he's eating it, dude.
Yeah, and it sounds very cool that they're sort of taking it in that direction of it being a little bit more violent and sort of like they're not sort of being shy about the Venom stuff, like as in like Spider-Man 3 or whatever that one was, where they just made him like alternate Spider-Man. Like, he wasn't even Venom.
Seems like he's doing his own thing, which is sweet.
They're making it alien. Venom. Yeah, they're making it.
Just happens to look sort of like Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is really really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one was there was a little bit of footage for It Chapter 2, but not. It sounded like it was more
behind the scenes
stuff. So they didn't actually show any footage of the movie because obviously they just started filming. So they wouldn't really have anything.
I did see the panel of like all of the actors together. Which
so the
is
whole
sweet.
And that was sort of the point of the like. I guess it was like a very behind the scenes, just showed them acting, from the point of view of the camera or from sort of the point of view of the crew. So you're looking at like the set, and then it just sort of, I guess it was like trying to make sense of who was playing who,
right?
And that's all they really wanted to show.
It's so weird that like,
and I guess like there was a voiceover by the director, but that was kind of that sounds like that's all they got.
It's kind of weird that this is like so one and done with the kids. Like that's it.
Yeah, totally.
But it makes sense, I guess. Like
I think it's kind of neat.
The book is so like chapter 1 or ish. The first half of this is the kids, and then the second half is adults.
Yeah.
Sweet. I mean, yeah. There's not much.
I'm excited for it. It's one of the movies that I'm like really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to have like a massive sort of virtual or VFX kind of stuff. It's just going to be a grounded movie, much like the first one.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Describe it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do this one since you wrote it?
Yeah. So like, there was 2 clips for the new Predator. One had like all of the soldiers, so like Boyd Holbrook, Keegan-Michael Key, Trevante Rhodes. I don't know if that's Trevant Rhodes.
Yeah, I know who that is. I think
Thomas Jane, who I'm like excited that he's doing stuff again, and Augusto Aguilera. Oh God!
We're doing it again.
I don't care. Breaking into Olivia Munn.
Olivia
Moon. Characters hotel room while she's sleeping, and then they like set up a bunch of stuff around the room to like stage like a scenario.
Oh.
And then they wake her up and see what she does, and then she like instantly grabs a shotgun and tries to shoot somebody, but they've taken the bullets out. So the scene is literally just them like setting up a scenario to see if she'll like join the soldiers.
Right.
And then they say that, yeah, we want you for the mission. And she goes like, well, what's the mission? They said to hunt a predator. And that's it.
Interesting.
So like, yeah, so they want to like, I guess that sets up sort of the plot is that they're hunting predators versus being hunted by predators.
Because in the second trailer that we got, and I just watched it like again recently, they're like in that bus and they're sort of like talking about what they're going to be doing and stuff like that. But Olivia Munn's not in that bus. So that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, they're like showing, so they got out, they're like, they realized what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then they went and got her.
So then the second scene is where Jacob Tremblay's character is being hunted by the predator, and then he's with the soldiers, And then as they're fighting this predator, a giant super predator who isn't wearing like all the armor comes out and attacks the predator by like literally body slamming him onto a car.
Awesome.
And then he rips a predator's mask up and just punches the shit out of him until he's dead. And then he tears the head off of it as the humans run away. So that's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
So that's weird. So is that I'm assuming that's like the hybrid predator of like the predators combined, but why is it hunting
the other
predators?
Yeah.
So I don't know. And it's kind of neat. They said that if it goes well, they'll make a trilogy of it.
Cool.
Which is sweet because like I like Shane Black.
I really like Shane Black, and I'd love to see like Keegan-Michael Key and movies like this.
Wow, if they survive.
If they survive.
The thing, is that's like the so much of this movie is that they all die.
Yeah, maybe they all die and Olivia Munn is alive or something.
Or
like
Jacob Tremblay, and it's like in the future it's like Terminator or something. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it sounds sweet.
There was one comment I did read that said that the big predator guy in that second trailer, that the one that you're started talking about, they said there was like a theory that maybe it's like a different tribe. So maybe not sort of a hybrid.
Because they're from like different planets, but they're like part of this like clan of predators.
So maybe it's like they're at war or something, and then so like they see each other, and it's like, oh fuck, like they're now gonna war because like their tribes are at war or whatever,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's just us speculating, really. Still cool though.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think this is another movie that I'm just like
really excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And then so the other one is the what's it called? Bumblebee movie that just came out.
Right.
Or is coming out. They did a trailer. They did like sort of like just some footage of like not much, obviously. Like it sort of just focused more on Bumblebee and Haley Steinfeld's character relationship.
Right.
But it did show 3 new Decepticons.
Oh,
so it showed
cool.
Blitzwing, Shatter, and Dropkick, which all sound... I know Dropkick's a band name, Shatter is a drug, and Blitzwing sounds like another band. Like, those are all kick-ass Decepticon names. But they're the latter are named or voiced by Angela Bassett, which is sick.
Oh, that's sick.
That's a big name for, like...
Yeah.
Transformers
for a movie like this.
Justin Theroux is doing another one.
What, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, like, those are cool that they're voiced. And, like, apparently you can actually, like, physically see them, which is sweet. Like, again, getting away from, like, Michael Bay Transformer movies.
Right. So it's not sort of like a blur of machine stuff. You don't really know what you're looking at.
And then the director made a comment, said that because it's an origin movie, we do see where Bumblebee's from. So we'll actually see Cybertron.
All right.
And he just said it was awesome, which is sweet.
Yeah. Let me say it's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah. That sounds awesome. What's the next one?
So Wonder Woman 1984. Like, this movie's literally being filmed right now.
Yeah. Same sort of
they haven't done
with, like, It Chapter 2. Yeah.
So, like, the one scene that they did show was Wonder Woman flying through, like, a mall.
Very 80s. Yeah.
Very 80s. Yeah. And just like kicking the shit out of some guards or thugs that are holding guns. But yeah, that's it. And Chris Pine was there.
Oh, okay.
At the panel.
Weird.
He said he's back, but he can't say why. It's so stupid. I mean, everybody just assumes that he either didn't die or he's the son of Chris Pine from World War I.
The one comment that I had read was that he's playing Steve Rogers. Rogers. Not Steve Rogers.
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor.
Yeah, Junior.
Junior, yeah. He's playing his son.
Would line up with the comics. Because, like, that's more than one. Like, if you look at, like, not Kingdom Come. What's the one with Darwin Cook did? It's a very cartoony book.
Oh, it's right here, actually.
Final Frontier?
The New Frontier.
New Frontier. So, like, I think Steve Trevor Sr.'s in that one. And when they're on, like, this dinosaur island and stuff.
And that one's vaguely set in like, World 50s, War 60s, yeah.
So, like, that would... And they use them scary and stuff. So, like, that would line up perfectly with what they're doing. So, I could see it being Steve Trevor Jr. Which would make sense because I think one still that they show, like, not at Comic-Con, but before, is, like, him and he kind of looks confused. Like, I could see it being sort of this weird...
Right.
But that'd be sweet. I'd be into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much.
It's interesting, though, if it is if he is playing Steve Trevor's son, that they didn't just cast someone else. It'd be interesting to see, like, if it is ends up being his son, if it's just Chris Pine playing Chris Pine again.
A plan of that they've had for a while. Probably.
Let's have some continuity kind of stuff, I guess.
Yeah, because like he's
maybe they have him look a little bit different, like has a mustache or something.
Doesn't look like it though.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I think it's neat though. I think it's fine.
The movie's gonna be good regardless. I think, especially if what's her face is. Fuck, what is her name?
Who?
The director of
Patty
Wonder
Jenkins.
Woman. Yes, if she's still involved, then it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
regardless.
And then
okay, so now we're into trailers that we actually
these are actually trailers that we got.
So you can go and look these up if you want.
Yeah.
Like,
so the first one, this is the one I'm most hyped about.
Okay, this one
even with
maybe the best,
even with Shazam and Aquaman and Glass, which was sick.
Yeah,
and like not really into Fantastic Beasts, but
it still looked cool.
Yeah,
definitely
and,
looked cool.
Godzilla King of Monsters looks so fucking cinematic.
Oh my god, it
looks
unbelievable.
And like, there's some scenes in that trailer I'm like, holy shit! Like, how much of this is fucking CGI? Because like, there's so much cool shit happening in that trailer. You've got Rodan, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Godzilla are all Titans.
Yeah, they actually
the world's fucking on fire.
They refer to them as Titans. Like, so there's sort of a scene there.
The reason I think they call it, so backing up, the trailer itself is set in like basically the world is like apocalyptic. Like the world's coming to an end, and you've got Millie Bobby Brown sitting on the roof, and like she's looking into a storm or some shit. I'm assuming it's an electrical storm because like the flag's all like, and one said had like a POW or a POW thing on it.
Oh,
so
weird.
Was interesting. Yeah. So, anyways, the world's on fire, and her mom is like part of this group that thinks that the Titans can save them. So she's like pushing for them to find the Titans, but then her dad is like, seems like he's maybe a bit of a skeptic.
Yeah.
And so it's following them. And then it kind of makes the mom seem like
a little
like
insane.
Crazy. And that like she's the monster and stuff. Like, it's definitely put that way, which makes me think it's probably not what's going to happen. But anyways, so these Titans are supposed to like restore balance to the earth and shit.
And there's like a scene in the trailer where they're in like a submarine or something, and they're like, they go past this giant wall.
Yeah.
And all you see is like this kind of like very Aztec kind of style into the very Egyptian, into the side of this wall underwater. And you see like all these little people, and then there's like a big Godzilla like looking one.
Yeah.
And they sort of like, as they go by, they're like, there's a voiceover talking about the Titans.
So I think the reason that they call them Titans is because they couldn't call them kaijus.
I think you're right.
Because like kaiju is used in Pacific Rim, but like kaiju is also like the original term for monsters for like all these original
through the Japanese sort of Godzilla movies. Yeah.
So I think they have to call them Titans, but which still makes it sound so much more like ancient. Like it makes it sound much more like planned out. So I'm into that. But like that trailer looks so sick. Like they show like a handful of monsters, but then like during the panel, I guess there's more than what they showed.
Because we only see like 3.
We only see 3.
Yeah, in the trailer.
4 including Godzilla.
Right.
But if you go to like this Monarch website that was up since like King Kong came out, like Skull Island.
Awesome.
There's like 17 different classified things on there.
Man.
So there could be like that many.
In this
I doubt
movie.
that it's that many, but like I'm assuming that there's probably like a shitload more.
It might be the thing where we see like these 3 main ones, and it does seem like King Ghidorah is sort of the focus because A of the movie's called Godzilla King of the Monsters.
So it could
but
focus
also
on the 2 of them.
there was a Comic-Con movie poster that came out sort of at the end
fighting King Ghidorah,
and it's like this very cinematic like almost painted style of Godzilla just being overpowered by King Ghidorah.
Yeah, which
like
is sick.
It's so awesome looking.
Yeah, so I think that like between that, so like they refer to Godzilla a lot as like King.
Yeah.
But then at the same time they like lead you into thinking that he's talking about somebody else. But anyways, King Godzilla, King Ghidorah, and then King Kong, who's also connected to this movie, but isn't supposed to be featured in the movie. Like, it sounds like all they're doing is like loosely leaving some like Easter egg breadcrumbs towards King Kong. Like, you won't actually see him, but you'll know that he is in this movie, like, potentially in the background, which is sick. I think that would just get overwhelming. I think they got to do like one where Godzilla fights other monsters and then comes back and fights King Kong.
This one, just from this trailer, feels like the Avengers of the Marvel universe, but it feels like the Avengers of like the monster kind of movie. You know what I mean? Like,
they're not gonna team up though.
No. But I mean, more as in like they have King Kong, they have a Godzilla movie. This is the one where they show all of them sort of together. You know, like this is the one that sort of links it all up.
Yeah.
Not necessarily heavy. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, not really heavy on showing King Kong or like these other ones that are going to be eventually in the series, but more like this is the one that like now you have to think about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe where they're going to go with it because it fucking looks cool.
Yeah,
man.
Looks really sick.
Looks awesome.
Bear McCreary scoring this, which is cool. He does Walking Dead. And then this
Kinda
doesn't
neat.
Come out until May 31st.
Yeah.
2019, which is
It's
like
a
so
long ways away.
but still pretty exciting. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
This was a trailer that apparently like during the trailer, like as it was finishing, people were like screaming how great it was, which I mean like take with a grain of salt because they do this at every fucking con. It's like every Sundance and they're like, this movie at Sundance got a standing ovation.
Or
like,
people walked out. It's like, well, people walk out of every
fucking
movie.
Everything, yeah. Anyways, looks great.
Cool. The next one, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald trailer.
I didn't love this first movie.
Yeah,
This movie was so like. This movie was the like.
It's not aimed at us, definitely.
No, it's
yeah,
not.
absolutely not.
Like to me, this is the like embodiment of just like a middle thumbs to the side. Like this is such like a meh movie to me.
Yeah, you watch it and you go like, wow, that was cool to see.
Cool,
but I really care about any of these characters. Yeah. So anyway, the second one, this one that we saw.
Yeah, I think that
it has the same sort of feeling. To be honest,
it does absolutely. Like I think Jude Law looks great, and like I'm glad Ezra Miller's back.
Yeah,
he looks kind of like. He looks way older than he is.
And he looks like, a little more tortured as well.
So,
Johnny Depp sounds awful. He just sounds so awful.
He looks old. Like, he looks so old.
Yeah.
And, like, grumpy and gross.
Drunk.
And, drunk.
Like, he has one line.
I think that's just what he is now. Like,
I don't know.
Just like this walking drunk guy.
It's just like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, I don't know what the fuck he just said. And I had to, like, rewind it and watch it again. It's kind of wild.
But Jude Law looks great.
Yeah, he does. He really. And then the guy, it's funny, like the kid that's playing the younger
Eddie Redmayne.
Yes, looks exactly like him.
Yeah,
it was weird. I was like, oh, did they just like take a picture of him beforehand
just
or
like
something?
CGI Eddie Redmayne.
Anyway, that one looks like it's not aimed at us, so we can't. We're not really like the people to talk about it. But
Nicholas Flamel is supposed to be a big deal, but like I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Maybe someone
probably
can tell
sound
us.
like assholes, just like
railing on this movie.
Like,
whatever. And then the Glass trailer, the
second best trailer, I think. Well,
a lot of hype about this one.
Maybe not second best trailer. I think it's an average trailer, but this is like my second most hyped movie for me. Like this is the movie I'm behind Godzilla that I'm most excited for.
Cool.
Because like I don't think the trailer was anything special. And I don't think it was necessarily like put together super well, and it was kind of like awkward at times. But like you kind of because of how recent Split came out, and like Unbreakable is still so great, and like the scenes that they use are very like, hey, just so you remembered, like this is what he did.
Yeah,
like it was enough to be like, all right, yeah, okay, and then.
Like they show Bruce
they definitely
Willis.
Set up the plot.
Yeah, and they show Bruce Willis sort of in like his raincoat a lot, him like going into houses and stuff. Yeah. I think it was like multiple times that he had gone into a different house to like fight someone. Because it just seemed like it was like different houses and then different times he was walking in.
Because he bumps into people and then he gets like a vision of what they're doing. So like if they're like beating their kids or something.
Yeah,
then
so
that's
then
why he's like breaking into somebody's house. Yeah.
So it's the framing of the trailer is kind of neat because it shows the three of them sort of sitting in this like insane asylum.
Yeah, so
just like and this like
that's
person.
What they set it up as is that
who
like,
was it again? It was Sarah Paulson.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks great, but it looks like maybe she's like interviewing them sort of all together.
Yeah.
And she just like one of the lines in the trailer is like, you all think that you're superheroes.
Yeah.
Or you have superpowers.
Yeah, superpowers or something.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Which is
like,
interesting.
For me, what I liked was that they clarify like Mr. Glass. Like they go
yeah.
So he's got breakable bones and shit, but then also that he's like super, super smart.
Yeah.
Because I was like, initially I was like,
and they even say that in the
how
trailer.
does he fit this
By you saying
yeah.
clarify, they actually
they say
legit
that. They literally
say,
just say that.
he's like, my bones break really easy.
But then they say
and then
that
they're
he's
like, but she has a crazy IQ.
Yeah, because like initially you're like, well, okay, what does he do?
Yeah.
What's his thing?
But he's like a mastermind. Yeah.
I like that they show the Beast and like more of his personality.
Yeah, and him actually doing the Beast stuff, you know, like
he's actually like the Beast and like kind of looking crazy.
Yeah,
he still looks super ripped, dude.
Yeah,
like
he looks cool.
Yeah, so that looks great. I think it looks like I said, like it looks fine. Like I'm excited. It didn't
blow you away.
Increase my hype, but it didn't like kill it either. Like I'm still sort of like, yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it because I think it's kind of neat to see Bruce Willis come back for it.
Yes,
and then obviously select Samuel Jackson and
which is awesome.
It's really neat to just see this all sort of coming together because nobody even knew this was going to be a thing.
No.
Until the end of Split, and you're like, oh my fucking god,
these are connected.
Yeah, holy shit.
James McAvoy, I'm excited for just because he was so.
He
good
is
in
such
that
a
first
great
one.
actor, man.
And
like,
that first one was shot so well too. Like I loved how that one looked. Split.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that I'm hopeful that this one looks similar because I didn't love how Unbreakable looked.
No, but that was.
But then like, and it's much more like Signs and much more like The Sixth Sense. So like, Split was very different looking.
Yeah,
and it's a different era of M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, totally. So that one's exciting.
Yeah,
cool that we even got a trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
Next trailer, Aquaman. This one we have to say like, what's weird is before we even got the trailer, we got this like weird trailer announcement.
Teaser trailer. Diving into some water and then
Jason Momoa, phone. He's like, "Hey everybody, I'm finally home," and then he like jumps. He like dives off a cliff.
I didn't even listen to it. I just watched it. Going,
I did.
What the fuck is?
It was funny because it was filmed all like vertical, so there's just big black bars on the side. But it's like
he holds up his phone when he's in the water. And it's like trailer drops tomorrow or something like that. And I'm like, was this necessary? We knew this was coming.
Everybody saw it coming.
This was the only movie where everybody was like, yeah, it's
coming, right? Like, we're getting one, yeah.
Shazam was, I think, the one that where people were like, eh.
Yeah. So it does look like it's a semi-origin movie because it shows Arthur as a kid multiple times. So it shows him sort of at an aquarium where it looks like maybe he learns that he can talk to fish. But then it shows him again sort of later in the trailer, and he looks like teenage, maybe like late teenage years, and it kind of looks like maybe he's training or fighting someone or something. So it is him because he has the tattoos.
From what I read was that as a teenager, he's actually training with Willem Dafoe's character.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Willem Dafoe is in this movie, but like he's sort of like this advisor friend. He's his connection to Atlantis because like. The dad dies at some point, obviously, and then like he doesn't really know the mom because she leaves when he's really young. Uh-huh. So Willem Dafoe's character comes up and is like his connection to Atlantis, so he like trains him and shit and like teaches him how to use his powers. I hope this isn't like an origin movie because like it's such an oversaturated type of superhero movie is like all these origins, like Shazam, and we'll talk about that after, but like. That was okay, like from what I saw, because like that has to have one. We've never seen that character before. Yeah, I hope that this is more like Spider-Man, where it's really glossed over.
It's very quick.
So they're like, "Hey, this is what happens," and then okay, now he's on this journey to become like the king of Atlantis. I'm okay with that because like that has to happen. Yeah, because we know that from Justice League, he's not.
So in terms of
in that position,
percentages, how much of the movie do you think should be
15?
15 or 50%?
15 should
Okay,
be
15%. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because like it should be that clip, and then maybe him training, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it needs to be a lot.
No,
And I'm hoping that the scenes that they show were maybe like 5 minutes each.
And so that's the difference between, so if we say like Aquaman's at top tier, Justice League superhero, Shazam isn't. So that's why we need sort of a origin. Yeah, an origin for Shazam, but not necessarily because everybody seems to already know. Yeah. It's the same thing with Spider-Man. And everybody knows what happened. We don't need to know more of that.
Exactly, and I think Spider-Man's so much like Batman, where like his origin's been done to death, and Aquaman, you just know that like his character is an Aqua Boy, it's Aquaman, so like you know that he becomes this character as an adult.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go through like the long process of him becoming Aquaman. Like it's unnecessary. They're still going to show it because they have to, because some people aren't going to know. No. These movies aren't for like hardcore comic book fans. They're for the general audience.
Yeah. But
so like they have to do it.
What looks good is that of the trailer, maybe 10 seconds to 15 seconds shows him as a kid, and his parents sort of thing. The rest of it is all Jason Momoa.
Yeah. But like the Jason Momoa scenes look great.
Yeah.
He's like a big boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like the tattoos look cool. I know like some of those are his real.
And tattoos, it's interesting too because like talking about the kids, like the
kid has the tattoos.
The kid has the tattoos, so it's kind of neat. Cool. Yeah.
I loved Atlantis.
Oh man. It looks unbelievable.
It looks like I know that they're like really, and like this movie did get filmed before Black Panther came out, but like the similarities between these two movies are going to be so like they're going to be compared so often,
no matter what.
Like Wakanda is like this hub of like future, like Afrofuturism.
Yeah.
Where
nice.
It's I stole that. Where like Atlantis is going to be like the exact same thing. It's going to be the underwater version of Wakanda, and it should be. And it looks like that. Like it looks crazy. It looks vibrant. It looks bright. Like everything looks cool. The one thing I did see in the trailer too was that there's those fish people.
Yes.
So those are like
awesome.
So apparently, unite the seven. That like fucking poster that came out.
Yeah,
like
that tagline that they have ago. Yeah,
refers to the 7 underwater like kingdoms.
Right, okay.
So like you've got the fish people, which are like the fisherman race or something. You've got like a bunch of crustacean people. You got like Atlanteans. You got Mara's people.
Yeah.
There's like a lost
clan
kingdom
or something
that isn't around, and there's like a race of like the gross trench people, and then there's like a race that they haven't, or a kingdom that they haven't like announced yet.
But for the most part, we actually see a lot of them.
We see a lot of
trailer,
them, and like in the war scene that happens too. We see them like fighting and shit. But then we also see like there's that scene where he's coming off the boat.
Yeah,
with Mara, and he's like leading the trench.
Yeah, you all of a sudden see him dive off this boat, and then he's like
trench people,
going straight down, and there's just like it looks like thousands of people.
Everything's
like,
so quick
him.
in that trailer. The war scene looks great. I hope it's as good as it looks, because it could fall into that Justice League war.
Too much CGI.
Where it's just all CGI.
Because there's a point where he's riding, there's like someone riding a giant alligator.
Which looks great.
Or crocodile or something. But like he looks fucking cool. But
I just hope it doesn't get like two Transformers like we're just mashed together.
Yeah.
The other cool thing was Black Manta.
Yes. You see him in the helmet. You see him take off the helmet.
Like, that's so sick and so weird at the same time. Because, like, he's such a weird character in itself. Like, he's a pirate that has, like, this fucking helmet that can shoot laser beams. And they actually put it in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We actually see it in the trailer.
See him
like,
use it, too. He
crazy.
Shoots laser out of his head.
It's honestly super weird that we're even getting sort of anything like this. Like, I don't think 5 years ago anybody would have been like, I hope they do Black Manta. But then you see this trailer and you're like, oh, fuck me. There's actually in it.
Too, because, like, the easy route is to go Orm, Ocean Master.
Yeah.
And just have the two of them fight. But the fact that you add this third villain in, or second villain, whatever.
Who absolutely...
I'm assuming the races are going to be play a part too. But, like, put
Black Manta in because he's a much more interesting character.
Yep.
Because his reasons for disliking Aquaman are so much different than Ocean Master.
Yeah.
Ocean Master hates him because he's the rightful heir to the throne.
His half brother.
Black Manta hates him because he's literally a fish dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's like a very different dynamic, and that makes it way more interesting.
And there's like way more sort of aggression and rage in Black Manta.
So I think it'll hopefully benefit. It's hard to tell from the tone of this trailer because like it seems goofy.
Yes.
And then it seems serious. And I'm afraid that it's going to not know what it is.
The first half of the trailer is kind of goofy. You even sort of hear Jason Momoa like crack a few jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's even like some like voiceover stuff where it's like, oh, okay, this is going to be like a sort of a fun movie. Like this is going to be a bit lighter than
that. Yeah.
And not necessarily that the second half of the trailer is dark. It just gets a little bit more serious.
Yeah, and it's just, I hope it's just the way it's put together because there's not a ton of dialogue in the second half.
Yes.
And I think that's intentional.
I think so too.
Because if it's more like Spider-Man Homecoming where it's like serious-ish, but you've got these quips throughout it, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That
keeps the movie going, yeah.
I just hope that it is more definitive in the tone.
Yeah. Either way, the trailer itself looks great. The tone's a little weird.
Great.
Visually, it looks great. Yeah, tone looks a little weird. Patrick Wilson's in it.
Yeah.
And he looks cool. You hear him talk a lot.
Bizarre.
I think apart from Jason Momoa, you hear him talk the most.
Yeah, and Mara.
Yeah, and Mara. She sounds great too. She looks great. Like
the red hair looks how they should have done Medusa.
Yeah.
Like it looks really good.
It's very saturated. It's very vibrant. Yeah. She looks great.
Yeah.
Dolph
Lundgren's in this movie too.
Yeah, which is kind of hilarious. Yeah. Okay, so Shazam. We got a fucking trailer for Shazam. That's so insane. I can't believe it.
I was excited for this movie, and I didn't think I was going to be excited for this movie because like I didn't know how it was going to be done. But this movie looks fucking hilarious.
It looks really, really, really funny.
I'm so excited for him as Shazam too.
Yeah.
Chuck. I forgot his name. Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so funny in this, and there's like the quick origin that we get in that trailer. I think is so necessary for a trailer of this character because nobody knows who this guy is.
No,
and like he's like one of the older DC heroes, but like he's such like an unknown because he's not your classic Justice League character.
No,
he doesn't appear in a lot of new stuff or old stuff.
If you're watching like the cartoons and stuff, and you have that sort of knowledge, you'll know who he is, and if you do any sort of reading, you'll know who he is. But apart from that, if you're only watching, like, if you're going to the theater and you're watching Justice League or you're watching any sort of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, any of these movies, you will have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't come up.
This is
like the first time we're even sort of hearing or seeing anything about him, which is funny because, like, there's a scene where he opens a drawer and it says, there's like a newspaper. And it says, "Where is Superman?"
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like even just that little bit of grounding and connecting the movies.
They're like, hey,
that's all it
needs. Like, I did read somewhere that Superman might show up in this movie.
That'd be cool.
And like, yeah, it'd be kind of neat because like, essentially he's Superman, but like, with magic. He's a magical Superman. Like, he can shoot lasers, he can shoot lightning, and that's it.
Him like showing up, and then Henry Cavill not even saying anything, just like looking at him. And then being like, oh, okay. And then flying away. That's all they need, too. Like, that's all it would just make it funny.
I think it would be funny, yeah. If it seems...
It's a very lighthearted movie.
Yeah.
As far as DC movies go. I have to say, this is like the most excited I've been about a DC movie.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I think that's more because...
Excluding sort of like... I mean, I love Man of Steel. I actually really like that movie, and I do like Superman. But like the last few movies were kind of crap. That I'm so excited about this. This is going to be such a great movie because it looks so fun and funny and light, and the characters look great, and Zachary Levi sounds great. Looks fantastic.
Maybe that's it. Is that like the tone itself is set so clearly? Like it's supposed to be a funny movie.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a kid trying to figure out how he fits in with not like the world, which is like cheesy, but it's true. And then so like he's trying to figure out how he fits in with his new foster family, and then he's all of a sudden he's got this new identity, and him with like the kid from It.
Yeah.
It's such a good dynamic, and right away you're like, okay, this is a funny movie. This is supposed to be like entertaining. It's supposed to be hilarious. So to have him like go like he's doing the fucking floss, and it's like, right, he's a kid.
Yeah.
Like that would be so cringy otherwise, being like, hey, this is what kids do, but like,
Yeah.
it is.
But then you're
that's
like, no,
he's a
but he
fucking
is a kid.
Like,
He
that
would
makes
know how
sense,
to do
yeah.
that.
So like him playing a kid is so perfect too. Like
Yeah.
he nails it, and him going through that like the
The
test
window.
on powers looks so
Oh,
great
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think the villain is like Mark Strong.
Yeah.
Playing Dr. It's not Sullivan, but it's
Something. Solomon?
No.
Solomon.
No.
But either way, they only show him sort of briefly.
Yeah.
It's like Mark Strong, and he goes, "Oh, you're the bad guy," and he goes to punch Mark Strong, and Mark Strong like catches his fist.
Dr. Savannah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, and he like catches it. And like normally in the comics he's not like a super powered dude. So like obviously they're kind of combining a couple things.
Sure.
But The Rock's not in this apparently.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So Rock's supposed to be literally the opposite of Shazam, named a guy named Black Adam.
Yeah.
Which is like an old he's supposed to be like this immortal version where he turned into Black Adam and never came back.
Because the whole thing is like that we see Billy Batson go to this like cave. He like gets ported to this cave through a subway, and then an old guy who I'm gonna guess right now will be some sort of cameo, because you see he's wearing like
it's
kind
the
of a
dude
wig or
from
something.
Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Who?
like
Which
you
guy?
know at the first Guardians of the Galaxy, there's that guy that meets Peter Quill and he goes, "Star who?"
Is it really?
That's him.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
didn't
him.
realize
he
that.
plays that guy, and then he also plays the green fish dude from the Aquaman trailer.
that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
so like
had no idea.
I thought that too, because they clearly like don't show his face.
They're doing, and it looks like it's very intentional
Yeah.
that they're not showing his
No.
face, but they're also showing him like kind of in a wig, like it looks sort of
So
like
that's what I
a fake
read, is
hair.
that's who that is.
Ah, that's cool.
So that's not like super crazy, but I
So
guess
either
the
way.
emphasis is to not. It shouldn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
it's just some old.
The whole
guy.
thing is that like this old guy passes his powers to Billy Batson, the kid, who then becomes Shazam because that old guy passed him the powers.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Black Adam is that never happened, so he just stayed Black Adam
Yeah,
forever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And he got his powers in kind of a shady way. But
Yeah.
Shazam. So Shazam is the older version of Billy Batson. Like it's
Yes.
literally just Billy Batson at his like most like purest form.
Yeah.
Not oldest form, but like yeah, he's like an adult.
this movie's
That's what he's
basically-
supposed to look like as an adult.
It's basically big with magic.
It is, and it sounds like they're like leaning into this too.
It
Like,
does,
They're
yeah.
leaning into the big part, which is great because that's such a
Iconic
great movie to like base it off of, and like why not? It's a popular movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. April 5th, 2019.
It looks so good.
It looks funny.
looks
I just
really
excited
great.
how funny it looks.
Yeah. Okay. There was one more thing that I think we forgot to talk about. Let me just go through my notes. Oh yeah. So sort of just keep talking about San Diego Comic-Con. Fox like did
Nothing.
shit all. They didn't do anything.
So
So what we said last week about them
binning it.
binning it, they really did bin it. They
I
didn't
think
even
so.
do anything.
So which is funny because like they had a new trailer for The Gifted, which is like their new
yeah.
mutant TV show, which is like in association with Marvel again.
Sure.
And they've got like a second season, I think, coming out. New Mutants was supposed to come out this year in the spring, and it's been pushed back to 2019, and there is no mention of it at San Diego Comic-Con.
At all. Nothing.
There's nothing on Dark Phoenix, which is supposedly done filming.
Yep.
Yeah, like literally the only thing they did was, so this, and this is my conspiracy theory. So they had a panel of Deadpool 2.
Right.
Because Deadpool 2's extended cut just got released, or is getting released. So they did like a mini panel with Ryan Reynolds and all the cast and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So my conspiracy theory is that they had planned on having X-Men there. And New Mutants and everything like that. But because of this buyout of Fox, they went, fuck. We still have like a panel set.
We have to do
What do we
something.
do?
Yeah.
Oh, it loosely lines up with us releasing
Because they
the
did a
extended
showing
cut.
as well. Like they've played the movie.
I
Yeah.
think they fucking stretched that out because they didn't
Yeah.
know what to do, because they're not either releasing these movies or they're completely retooling them.
And the thing is too,
It
like
could be either or,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're releasing these.
people at the Deadpool 2 panel would have been there regardless in some capacity. Maybe not
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, but maybe some of the other people I know, like Rhett Reese and those guys. The writers were there to announce other projects.
Yeah.
So them being there as well and having a panel, they were like, okay, let's just do this. Let's put the Deadpool 2 people there. I think you're right. That makes a lot of sense to me.
So I think that's it. I don't think we'll hear much about them.
Yeah.
And like,
I think they're hoping
watch
that
like
people
next
forgot.
week. They're like, hey, this is the trailer we didn't release. Like, fuck, no.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I don't think we're getting anything from them.
And I think they're just hoping that people
about it.
just forget about it and move
I think it's
on.
one of these movies that, like, I wasn't excited to see it. I didn't ask for this. And, like, yeah, it'd be great to see, like, Dark Phoenix. But at the same time, nah.
Yeah.
So, like, who cares?
Yep. Pretty much. I mean, really, who gives a shit? Like, the fact that we haven't heard anything about this yet, the fact that they didn't do anything for it, just kind of makes me go, like, okay, like, I guess we'll think about something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Really doesn't bother
I don't
me.
think anybody's missing out on anything with the New Mutants. Was such a hit or miss with the trailer, and I think that was kind of where they went like, well, maybe let's reconsider.
Yeah. Okay. Worlds of DC. That's like a new streaming service that they kind of announced, isn't it? Worlds of
DC is the new, like, is what they're calling the DC movie universe now.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this makes me think that this makes it so Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, is what they call the Marvel one, and for the longest time it was the DC Extended Universe.
Yeah, DCEU.
But now and that was never, I guess,
it always
it
made
was
me
never
think of
confirmed.
DC Europe.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid. Somebody
EU.
came up with this and they just ran with it.
Yeah.
So now they call it Worlds of DC, which makes me think that they're going to not connect a lot of these movies.
Oh.
This opens it up to just do one-offs.
Okay, sure.
Which is fair, and that's what they've been successful at.
Yeah.
And that would fit in more with that Joker origin movie.
Okay, sure. And the fact that we're getting 2 Joker movies within
Joker
like
movies.
the same year or something.
Yeah, which probably means that they might end up doing more like one-shot type.
I'm okay with
just like basing it on a single book.
Sure.
Which would be fine.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that.
I'm totally cool with that.
If that's what's worked, if that's what
so
works.
maybe it operates more as like Worlds of DC or World of DC is like an umbrella and everything just sort of is loosely
like
just hanging from
it's
this
just
umbrella.
Something to call it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not like the Marvel Cinematic Universe where everything fits into it.
Yeah, which is what the name implies as well. Like
Yes.
Extended Universe kind of implies that they're all connected.
Yeah.
So maybe this is just easier for them.
Yep.
That's fine. I'm totally cool with that. Like,
Same.
if we just get a whole bunch of one-offs, if we just get a whole bunch of like
better because
Shazam
now it just feels too like
and-
convoluted.
Yeah, like Shazam loosely connected with like the Superman mention.
That's all we
or
need.
just like Wonder Woman movies, like that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's cool.
Yep.
Oh, there was one thing I heard today or read. Not really a Comic-Con thing, but just I heard that Joss Whedon's doing like a reboot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be a black person instead.
Oh god.
Yeah, which I don't, and it's called like Buffy. Like, just as a black person instead. Which I don't understand. Why not just make a new character?
And why have him do it?
I mean, Joss Whedon should just go fucking do something else. Like, just take up pottery or something. Like, I'm so tired of hearing about this guy.
Yeah.
Really,
I'm just... a dude that was, like, so championed as somebody who was, like, the male feminist.
But then...
director, and then he comes out that he's such an asshole.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so over Joss Whedon. I just wish that he wouldn't be involved with this kind of stuff.
Stay, like, relevant.
Totally. Him doing this, where he's just
rebooting something that
he already made. He made it.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing something that he's already done before. Just trying to get more of these
reboot at this point. Like,
no,
if you're
I don't even know.
Your own
like
shit, that's just like redoing it. That's
like
like
garbage.
Getting your homework back and going, "Wow, I'm gonna change a couple of these answers and try to rehand it in."
Yeah, under
like
your own
changing
name.
Everything is in black.
But I mean, like, why not just make it like it's not sort of like what the like it being a black person. It's just like, make this something else. Like,
Yeah.
go for it. Go nuts with like it being having different people of color, different marginalized groups.
Do it.
Fucking go nuts with that. But why
Just make a
do
different
something that he
character.
just made already?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really. That makes
Like,
no sense to me.
expand on that universe and make a new character. Like, who cares?
I don't get it.
You don't need to reboot the exact same shit.
Yeah. What a loser.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's it.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking shit to go over with Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, it was cool, like,
We'll
going
actually
through and
review
doing
them.
research and reading everything that was happening, and then watching, like, the trailers as they were coming out. Like, I'm so excited about Godzilla. I'm so excited about
me too.
Shazam. Like, there's so many good things that are coming out. Yeah, it's going to be neat, like, in the next few months to see sort of what other stuff emerges that didn't get or wasn't done.
Yeah.
You know,
done in time.
things that weren't finished in time for Comic-Con to be presented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a cool time of the year for movies and stuff. All right, is that it? Cool. So that was Twin Speaks podcast, the Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con recap, kind of discussion, stuff that we were excited about, stuff that we really don't care about, Harry Potter. Yeah, thanks for listening. I'm your co-host, Kid Combo. You can find me on social media at KidCombo_. Check out our Twitter at TwinSpeaks_. I was joined, of course, by my twin brother, Andrew, at Andemonium on social media. That's it.
That's it.
Cool. Thanks.